is upon us, which means lots of fright, but also lots of treats. So we figured, why not combine them both? We've got some spooktacular and tasty ideas that will add a little Halloween spirit to your home decor on today's SoFlo Home Project. Welcome to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra. Today we're going to share with you some ways to amp up your Halloween with some delicious treats. And these party platters we're going to help you prepare will be great for any get-together, gathering, or perhaps sweet treats to hand out to trick-or-treaters. Today we get you Halloween ready by conjuring charcuterie treat ideas from beyond. Creepy platters with a sweet twist, eerie SoFlo Home style buffet snacks, and so much more. So the first decorative treat I'm going to share with you how to prepare is one of my favorites, and it's also a really simple and easy one to execute. Okay, so this is what our finished product would be. It's going to be the scary eyeballs made from sandwich cookies. All you're going to need to do this is just sandwich cookies, whatever brand you like, and a couple of different gel icing pens, and you could find these at most grocery stores. I wanted to do blue and green. I wanted the eyes to be a bunch of different colors, red, and you're also gonna want black for the center of the eye, for the pupils. I like to work on sort of an elevated tray. It makes it a little bit easier, but you could really just put anything down on the surface of the table for that as well. So all you gotta do is separate your sandwich cookie, keep one side, so the side with the cream, the other side you could discard. And actually, I'm gonna save these because later we're gonna be doing another fun decorative treat that we're gonna need those for. So we're gonna have this open like this, place it down, and you're gonna start with the eyeballs. So I'm gonna use blue. You're basically just drawing a circle at the bottom part of the eye. We'll make this one a little bit bigger to make it scarier, and just circle it around so it fully covers. All right, so next we are gonna use the black icing and make the pupil. You could make these any size you want. That's what makes it fun. Some could be big eyes, some could be small eyes, whatever you wanna do. And now red. We want these to look as bloodshot and scary as possible, so we're gonna make these squiggly red lines from the top of the eyeball and just have fun with it. So it's pretty simple. Pretty easy, fun, a little scary. Now, as an added bonus, once you do all the eyes, because it is Halloween time in the stores, they sometimes have sandwich cookies with the orange cream filling. So I thought you could also do something very on theme for Halloween and do pumpkins. So same process applies. And now, black icing, since we already have the black gel icing, you could make a jack-o'-lantern. If you want it to be nice or scary, you can make whatever face you want. And since we have the green icing as well, you could make a little topper. So now you'll create as many as you want to for as large of a tray you want to serve it on. And I'm just going to fill this in also with some candy corn. So once you get these all complete, you might want to toss them in the fridge for a few minutes on a tray. It just lets that icing sort of gel a little bit more and make it not as messy. So I sprinkled a little candy corn throughout, add a little cauldron here with some pumpkins in it. Just go to the craft store, get any things that look like they would be fun to embellish a plate and theme, and fill them with candy. More candy is always good on Halloween. So for our next sweet treat, we are gonna make a graveyard, but it's going to be a cute and delicious graveyard. And this is gonna be one of the snacks, and it's gonna be a grab and go kind of platter where each person can individually take one snack that we're preparing. So earlier when we did the sandwich cookies, the eyes and the pumpkins, I said save the other half that you're not using. Well, that is what we're gonna do, because we are gonna use that as cookie crumble, which is going to be the dirt for our graveyard. All you're gonna need to do this is just a large Ziploc bag. You might wanna get a tray or plate just to catch any crumbs. Pudding snacks, whatever your favorite kind is, chocolate works best. Candy corn pumpkins to garnish. Any type of cookie that could resemble a tombstone, so something kind of oval on the top. And then marshmallow peeps in the ghost. And then a finishing serving platter where you're going to assemble your graveyard. And if you want to take it one step further and make it really authentic, we can make the fence that goes in the front. And you'll just need some kind of cardstock paper that you can get at any craft store. Just bringing the black icing back from the previous platter that we worked on. All right, so we're going to start. You're going to open up the pudding snack. If you really want to go crazy with this, I like to cut off the other squared edge where you open the snack. Now we've got our pudding snack here. I'm going to use the ghost on this one. You're just going to sit that in the snack cup. Now, to get your cookie crumble, again, we said save those Oreos. You could throw any kind of chocolate cookie that's dense that will crumble. Just kind of mix it in here. And once you have your mixture, you're going to spoon a little at the top. And on some, as you noticed, I garnished with the candy corn pumpkin. And then you've got a ghost, you've got a gravestone, and then make as many as you're going to need to fit your platter. I've assembled a few ghosts, so now I'm going to vary it up with some tombstones. And I'm just going to write an RIP on the top. So then you're going to do the same thing. We're going to place it in the pudding cup and sprinkle in some of the cookie crumble on top. And these are just so cute. There we go. All right, so embellish with cookie crumble, pumpkins. You could also put more of the marshmallow ghost on the ground. I'm just throwing these on for spooky factor. And you could also kind of add some plastic skulls if you want to. We can do one more thing if you really want to truly make this your full graveyard, and that is just the addition of a paper fence. And if you want to do this, you could use a straight edge to cut it. I'm freehanding it, and the reason I say that is because this is a spooky cemetery. Nothing needs to be perfect clean lines or perfect. It's supposed to look old. Now cut about double the size of what you want your fence to be, because remember, part of that is going to fold over. You are going to want to fold it in half. And now pick the width you want. You're just going to make a series of cuts all the way to the line. This doesn't need to be perfect. So now you have this, and every other one you're just going to cut off. So just bend forward every other piece. And now you've got your fence. And here have your second sweet and scary treat. Coming up, we conjure up more fun Halloween edible decorations on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to share sweet and scary things for Halloween. All sorts of treats that you can make for your festive gatherings to get you in the spirit for the holiday. And now we're gonna go with the scary one, which is why I'm carrying the skull. We are gonna incorporate a little spook into the charcuterie boards that are so popular. I'm going to share with you a couple of things that you can do. And again, keeping in mind with charcuterie, you could really make this your own. The board could be any size or shape. All of the items that you put on it could be whatever you want to your liking. We're working with the skull here, and prosciutto is going to be the covering of choice for the skull. As you can see, that's a little look of what it should look like. And this part probably won't be the edible part. I would treat this more as a garnish. And it's one of those things that really looks quite creepy. What you're doing here is you are kind of layering, and I like to leave the eyes out. And the cool part about this is the prosciutto really just affixes so well. There's no right or wrong. The more layered, the scarier and creepier it looks. And the goal here is you don't have to cover the entire skull. All right, so you could use your imagination with this, and this is what I've done. For now, you could just put this aside. I'm gonna share with you how to do two more quick things to garnish. The flowers, really easy, works well with some small salami slices like this. You're gonna have a shot glass, and you are going to affix about 3 or 4 small pieces and just overlap them ever so slightly. When it's firmly pressed in, you're gonna pick a spot on the board, press down, and you have a little charcuterie flower. So now for the last one, I like to always cut up a piece of fruit and kind of have it on the board so it just looks colorful, fun, and different. And this is super easy. And all you're gonna really do is start from the center on an angle. You are going to make a diagonal, and you're gonna just do a series of zigzag points right through the center of the fruit. Try to get the knife so you feel it like it's going through, because you wanna make sure you cut enough deeper in. So now you're gonna separate, and you basically have a little fun garnish. And I love this mixture because it brings in some color, it brings in some texture, and we are gonna continue loading this up and making it look a little spooky and still delicious. But before we finish up, let's check in with our friends from USA Windows and Doors and see what great advice they have for us today. I'm Jennifer.
And I'm John with USA Windows and Doors, and today we are visiting a job site. We're installing new impact windows.
And what I want to pay attention to here is the conditions of the pre-existing window that the homeowner had. As you can see, there is some mold that's growing on here. You can technically see right here, there's water infiltration, which eventually will seep into the drywall, will start bubbling out here, and then that's when you can see it. And another thing is, look at this window. I can't. John, can you help me here?
It doesn't open. Oh.
Yes, it does. I wanted to open the window. As you saw, it was very hard to open, so it's not very functional. But I wanted to point out all the debris that's inside of here, all the mold that's growing inside of there. So this homeowner decided to replace this window that's not functional, it's not good for their home, with a brand new impact window. And what we have here, it's already during the process, the first 2 windows were put in. These are arched windows. And look at the difference. With this window, I have an obstructed view with grids. And with this window, I have a nice clear opening that I can see outside, and I have an unobstructed view.
This is an older home in the Gables, and what we did, we replaced all the rotten wood, all the mold that was in the wall. We replaced everything. There's no more old wood, no rotten wood. Everything is brand new.
So this new window is going to be going into the existing opening. It's all made to size, and it's a impact window that is meeting today's code. Now that is important because a lot of impact windows have been around for a long time, and code has changed over time. It's important that you have a window that meets today's code.
Are you ready to upgrade your windows and doors today? Call USA Windows and Doors.
Or visit us at our website at usawindowsanddoors.com.
All right, so I am almost done. I'm adding a few things. Again, with charcuterie, it's all about layers. I used these little plastic cauldrons for some breadsticks. Add height. You want to add some ramekins throughout. We've got our flowers, we've got our star kiwi, some mix of cheese and fruit, and of course our skull. So we want to give a little bit more Halloween spook factor. So in the area where the cheese is, I picked up some berry preserves, and I'm actually going to kind of drizzle it over to give that look of sort of a little bit of a bloody kind of a feel to this. Look a little bit gory, but it also will taste nice. And now, any kind of plastic skeleton-like pieces are fun to kind of add to this board. It's Halloween. Why make it look like an ordinary charcuterie board when you could make it look fun? So you just want to kind of affix it somewhere like it's reaching in. And this is our savory, Halloween, scary charcuterie board. Coming up next, we treat you to some ghoulish, sweet Halloween decoration ideas on SoFlo Home Project.
SoFlo Home Project is sponsored in part by Eldorado Furniture. Looking to refresh your home? Visit us online at eldoradofurniture.com or a showroom near you.
Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are continuing to celebrate Halloween in a fun and festive way with great decorative platters for your table for any gathering or get together for Halloween. So before the break, we did a charcuterie board that was more savory and a little scary. And now we wanted to sweeten things up a bit. A big part of this is to have fun props on it. So in this case, I got one of these plastic skeletons. So he's gonna be the centerpiece of our entire candy board. And I bought a bunch of these little plastic cauldrons. These are super fun to add because you could stack candy in them or other treats. So I'm just gonna connect that right here as if he is holding it. And same thing as last time. When you're doing this, it's about layers, it's about height, it's about variety, visual variety with different colors. So I'm gonna start with some larger items first. I have these green sandwich cookies. I also have orange and whites. When you're working with cookies and other things on these boards, it's nice to sort of fan them out. I kind of like to mirror, so I'm gonna bring in a few more of the cookies on this side. I also love the black and white cookies. These feel very Halloween, and these are also fun on any sort of a board because visually they look great. They also taste good, so that's an added bonus. Repeating an item on the board is always a nice thing to do, and just do it in another section. Candy corn is a great filler here, so breaking up the cookies with bits of candy in between is always a nice mix. Think about buying anything that just looks nice and is delicious, candies you like. There's no rule here, but again, it's about layering and making it look fun. Another fun prop to use are these. You could find these in most craft stores, dollar stores. They're fun also because you could put candy in them. Good rule of thumb here is this. For every big item, you want to maybe go with a smaller item that contrasts in color next to it. So as you can see, I have the black and white cookies, and then I'm going to cluster a small amount of the pumpkins. So red licorice is another great piece to add here. And I'm going to kind of fill the skeleton up with these. This is meant to be one of those fun, sweet treats where it's all things sugar, all things candy. When you think of Halloween, you cannot think of Halloween without thinking about a lot of candy. So candies, cookies, you got your pick, and I think it will make any guest happy at your gathering. Next, we create a SoFlo home style buffet that will delight all your party monsters on SoFlo Home Project. Welcome back to SoFlo Home Project. I'm Alena Capra, and we are putting the finishing touches on our crew's Halloween buffet here. So we wanted to share with you some fun ideas that you could do if you're having a large gathering and you wanted to make it a little scary and just have a lot of fun putting it together. So our crew assembled our SoFlo crew member down here. So putting something like this together is actually a lot of fun for a whole group to do. You just need some old clothes, here some jeans. A long sleeve t-shirt is essential because you want to cover the arms because the props are actually just fake hands that go inside. We layered our SoFlo t-shirt on just for fun. You're going to cut a couple of openings throughout for your serving areas, and a variety of sizes of serving platters work. Since these were a little smaller, the loaf pans kind of work best for the legs, and then you can go with something a little bit larger for the center areas on the chest. We've got hot wings, we've got some ribs, a little of everything. It should look gory, so finish with ketchup all over. The head is actually a loaf of bread, and over here we've got a little bit of a mask, and then our crew had fun with the special effects, so you could make the eyes popping out. These are actually red Twizzlers and some plastic eyeballs. This is just, I think, something that's so eye-catching, a little gory, but of course the food inside all delicious. So I hope that maybe you try some of these ideas at your own Halloween gathering, and it's been so much fun doing this today. I love Halloween. We hope you all have a great Halloween. So I hope that you got your fill of Halloween home design inspiration, but we've got more home design inspiration for you coming up in 2 weeks. We're actually not going to be on next week. ABC will be having Formula One coverage, so you can catch us in 2 weeks and take a look at what we've got planned. We tour a newly built condo that has been upgraded with lots of style. The homeowners turned this blank canvas into a beautiful home and asked me to add the finishing touches. So I hope that you guys enjoyed this episode, and we will see you next time. Before we go, just want to wish you all a safe and happy Halloween. And remember, there's no place like SoFlo Home. If you missed any part of this episode, or if you're looking for more design inspiration, make sure to check out all episodes online at SoFloShows.com. And don't forget to follow us on social media on Facebook and Instagram.